tomorrow evening. Good night.
It's all been pretty emotionally exhausting, the cycle of huge wins and then huge failures.
Another setback tonight in a fight to overturn Don't Ask, Don't Tell. Just a day after the Pentagon issued an order to recruit openly gay troops, an appeals court temporarily reinstates the controversial policy.
Whereas some people can't understand ever serving in the military, there's some of us who can't imagine ever not being in the military.
Good evening. I'm Catherine Garcia, in for Mark Mullen.
And I'm Susan Taylor, fighting for their right to serve their country without hiding their sexual orientation. Tonight, a last-minute legal move puts the military's Don't Ask, Don't Tell policy back in place, but local gay veterans are not defeated.
Alicia Dean explains why they say keeping up the pressure to end the ban is now more important than ever.
With this policy, it's not a matter of if you'll ever get caught. It's simply a matter of when you're going to get caught.
Joseph Rocha joined the Navy in 2004 on his 18th birthday. He dreamed of serving his nation and finally having a sense of family. Instead, he lived in a climate of fear during his forced deployment in Bahrain, singled out because of his sexual orientation.
In ways like tying me to chairs or hosing me down in uniform. And that just kept escalating to where I was being left in dog kennels and force-fed dog food.
He survived the abuse, but the damage was done. He outed himself in 2007 on the verge of entering the Naval Academy.
My life is really just on pause right now, and I've taken advantage of it by earning my education, but it will never really be complete until I'm back in the military.
Today, he's confident that will happen, despite being turned away by a Marine Corps recruiter. He says he doesn't qualify because of a prescription anxiety medication he takes.
Repeal is imminent. Repeal is coming. Things are going to be set right, and that includes my career as well.
It doesn't matter about your orientation. We're Americans who are willing to give our lives for our country, to serve honorably.
William Rodriguez Kennedy is also staying positive despite being turned away at a Marine Corps recruiting office in El Cajon because no slots are available for prior service Marines. He was outed in 2007.
When I was in the Marine Corps, I sort of had a purpose. I felt like I had a purpose. And then being so abruptly taken out, I was devastated.
He says being allowed back in is a matter of principle.
I had always wanted to be a Marine, and I was a Marine. I am a Marine. I earned my equal globe and anchor like any other Marine who went through boot camp.
And of course, while this has been a long and difficult journey, both men say they're in it for the long haul and will continue to explore their options moving ahead. Susan, Catherine?
Did you talk to him about why, after all of that they'd been through, that they told you about why they would want to serve still?
Definitely. That's the thing that struck me most about both of them. They are fiercely patriotic men. You know, I don't think I've met two people who love their country more. And they say that's why it's so important to keep up this fight, that it's about equality and fairness. And, you know, Don't Ask, Don't Tell goes against everything that they're taught in the military and taught to love about this country.
Okay. Thanks, Alicia.
Thanks, Alicia. Well, as we mentioned earlier, a federal appeals court says the military can keep Don't Ask, Don't Tell in place for now. The Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals granted the Obama administration's request for an injunction. It suspends a California judge's ruling that found the policy to be unconstitutional last week. The government wanted the temporary freeze while it appeals the ruling. Lawyers argue that an abrupt change in policy would pose a major problem for the military. They say one of the big issues is that it would encourage active service members to reveal they are gay before the issue is fully resolved.
An Army combat veteran is expected to live despite being